Hi, I'm Dan Whittaker. I'm here today to talk with you about developing and working with young talented golfers and how we work with them to develop their game through the ages, from being very, very young all the way through to developing top talent to make it to England and international level. So what they've been able to do with that young talent, young lad called Rhys, who's been with me since the age of 9, he's now 17. So just showing snippets throughout those years, how he's improved, what we've done, when we've been able to start adding things into the game, and where that has now taken him to. You'll be able to see during this video what we've been able to do with that golf swing and how much more developed it is now compared to the very young lad that started having his golf lessons at an early age and was working at developing a golf swing just to hit the ball, make good contact and get some power. So we're going to see how that body works, what the club did with that body motion, and how we're then able to turn that into being the golf swing it is today and the top golfer the lad has become. So here we are with Rhys, age 9. He's stuck to the ball very nicely, got a good posture. And what we notice is that showing the backswing right here, he's got a little bit underplaying, but we know with a lot of kids at this young age, they do generally tend to take the club back a little bit flatter, a little bit more underplaying. So then from here, just take it to the top. You can't really support the club as well as you can do now, but only just because he was so young. But then what we see is a really aggressive lower body turn. It's like a McIlroy-esque, movement of the hips. He's stalled, but this is where a lot of young kids generate their power. He's quite a small boy at this time here. You could really see how that lower body snapped out the way it stalled, so he could fire his arms. That was really developing a lot of power for him. We know that at that age, that's something that these young kids really need to do to generate the distance, or to provide them with the distance. Rhys's body very much is snapping out of the way in this manner. But he's having to do this because he needs to generate that speed and power by smacking that lower body out of the way. Because the young kids don't have the power in their arms and the shoulders and the development to be able to hit the golf ball with the pivot and everything matching. They generally will be getting a little bit spinny out of the way here, and the arms will fire through. He isn't slingy. You see the club is moving more around with him, but this is the way that they're able to develop the speed and to be able to hit the ball the necessary distance to be able to get them around the golf course. So Rhys has got very spinny lower half. It's a bit stally, but this is only because he's so young. But the key was at that time was to get the shape of the golf swing, which we've got there. The idea of what I'm talking about that is he's got the look to the golf swing. So you've got it left arm matching the shoulder plane. It's pretty on plane going back, a little bit underplaying in terms of where the club's gone, but it's actually on very, very good, angles. And now on the way through, he really uses his body to bring that club right the way through. So at the early stages, that's very much what we worked on. Now move on to the age of 12, and you can see that he's become a slightly bigger lad here. And what we're able to do now is to actually develop a little bit of wrist set. It's not absolutely perfect, but he's pretty good at this point. So what we can see now is the way the club is going up on plane. So it's the body's taking the club back, setting, and then at the top the club's in a good position. So then on the way down, the arms and the body are working together. There's still a bit of stall right here, a little bit of a snap out the way on the way through, a little bit of chase, but it's nothing like the very early swings, but it's still got a lot of him within this golf swing. So there's some great things in here. We can now start to see, as he's getting a bit stronger, how we are able to start to introduce a few new elements to the swing that are going to make it a little bit more reliable. So as Rhys has obviously got stronger right here, what we're now noticing is that we're starting to be able to add a bit of wrist set into the backswing. So we're starting to be able to get that club to work up a little bit more with the wrist set. And it's now being able to really match the arms to the shoulders at the top. In the left arm matching that shoulder plane, and on the way through, it's less stalled than it was before, but it's still got a bit of stall because he's still not that strong in his hands and arms. So he really, when that club comes firing through at such a fast rate in terms of speed, and it's got a lot of weight at the end of it just due to the inertia and all of the physics imparting on the club head, very difficult for him to truly hold on to that golf club. Okay, so if there is that little bit of kind of stall and kind of almost not a chase, but the arms firing on, still a little bit as that lower body jumping out the way, still a strength issue at this point. We're starting to now see how he's developing into, he's going to be quite a tall, slim lad, so we start to notice how him compared to some other lads his age with broader, stronger builds, he's going to have to do some weights, etc. as he gets older, which we're going to see in the slightly later footage. 16, we get a really good player on our hands here. Laddie gets himself down to +1. So what we see is hands and body together, very nicely starting to set it up. Little bit of run on right here, just needs tightening up a little bit. You know, he's got taller again, so what happens is as they get taller, get more range of motion in the joints. So it means that swing plane and the synchronization of the arms to the body will be difficult because there's going to be more elasticity and more movement there. You can still see that aggressive move of that lower body coming through there. Okay, sometimes wanting to trap those arms a little bit, creating this little bit of a stall out, but very good golf swing. Okay, that stall out and the aggressiveness with the lower body still there at times with the longer clubs even today. Something we're starting to work at by just starting to change how that pelvis moves. Another growth spurt in Rhys, so now a lot of elasticity around those joints, so the club can move further. He's kind of like growing into his body, tall lad, getting up towards the 6 foot mark, okay, and that range in motion is going to be there. So now we're starting to tighten it up a little further, because obviously he's growing into his own body. Okay, at times arms get a little long, hips want to go a little, leave the arms behind just a touch. Tiny little bit of chase through the golf ball, but generally very, very good. We're starting to get, we've still got the matching process, but now we're getting into a position where we're going to be able to start doing some physical training on his body from 17, 18, 19, going forwards. But in those early days, we couldn't do anything like that because the body's just changing all the time. It'd be a disaster to even contemplate doing any physical exercise to try and strengthen and stabilise regions. We want to wait till the body's naturally developed itself, then see what structure we've got out of that young man, then add those areas that we need developing, need strengthening, need a bit of extra conditioning to supplement the great golf swing. So we can see now that it's still got a little bit of fire in those hips. We've got quite unstable or weakish glutes, so we're going to start to get those stronger, get the legs stronger, get the core a bit stronger, so everything can then start to match up that little bit better. We can start to get a bit of a lateral in that lower body, rather than just having to spin that lower half to generate the power, because he's now going to get a more developed upper body as he naturally gets stronger. There's a few light weights, but he'll get stronger, more developed in the upper body, which will then mean that everything can start to work through together, rather than all the power being generated from here, which is what had to be done from that young man, but now we're getting into that, developed golfer. The lad we've got now, very good golfer, nearly +3, England international. So we've got great backswing plane, going to the top, left arm and shoulder plane matching, perfect angles here, club face matching the left arm, matching the shoulder plane, club extension of the butt, the club going towards basic plane line. See, and now there's a little bit more stability in this lower half, and we've now got a right foot that's starting to roll, and that right elbow is not trapped coming down, because the work we've done over the winter has allowed us, with some stability work in this lower body and some strengthening, it's allowed us to get this lower body in the arms and the body in the club all coming through together in a more matched process. We're going to be able to start doing all of the extra work on Rhys. At the moment we're not doing it, but we will be doing. He's going to be starting to do some gym work, while we're going to be able to start to really strengthen this lower body in the core. We can see in this golf swing here though, the way that he's taking it up on plane to this position here just looks fantastic. He's really in good shape, left arm matching the shoulder plane, the club face is bang on plane. Every stage of the backswing, club's an extension of the belly button, then it's to the base of the plane line, and at the top it's pointing back to the base of the plane line. The way down, that elbow gets forward with a shallow golf club, so it means it draws and fades from there very, very comfortably. You can move the ball in both directions. Nice pocket of triangle of space there for the arms coming down, and the club simply moves around with him. There's still a hair of a stall. That's only because at times that his hips want to get a bit active and a bit spinny, which causes that right foot to get a bit active, a bit up in this direction. The more up the core, the quicker it gets up, the more the hips will have rotated. What we're after trying to do, get a little bit of lateral in those hips, which will then allow those arms to be able to get down and in front of them a little bit more, and it will let everything start to come through impact completely synchronized. It's now becoming a very, very good golf swing, competing very well in 72-hole events, coming lots of top 5 finishes. A win's probably just round the corner, but you can see the moves very, very consistent. But the essence started when it was young. Youngster, lots of rotation, generate all that speed from there. Now, getting that body nicely working, everything syncing up, and you can see how it developed through those years. Hope you've enjoyed that video with me talking about Rhys and showing you what we've worked on. If you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe to my channel. I've got my Twitter and Facebook links below. Please get in touch with me if you'd like to see me for in-person lessons. I'm based here at Altrincham Driving Range. Alternatively, I do offer online lessons. Please get in touch with me. All the notes on what I do for those are on the website. We have online lessons and the availability of those coming up soon via the YouTube channel, showing you what we do, showing you how I do them, and hopefully this is something I can help you with your game. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Look out for more videos coming from me very soon, and thanks a lot for watching.